Okay, my YouTube friends, it's been a while since I posted a new video on here, or I should say updated my video. I've been doing quite a lot of work here, and it's really starting to take shape to where it's beginning to look like a smoker. I don't have the firebox built yet, but let me get it turned around and let me show you what's going on here. Okay, so since the last time I showed you what was going on, I first mounted in this 2" by 1" C-channel right here. So I welded that in to give this bar between the lid and the two doors. I welded that in there to give it some strength. I've also welded a piece of 3/4" angle iron across the bottom, again to give it some strength and stability. And I've done the same thing along the top here, along the top lip there. I've got my door. I think the last time maybe I was working on my lid up here, and I've got it all shaped nice. The thing closes very nice. I'm very happy with it. Got a pretty good seal here on the edge. And the same here. And I'm really ecstatic with the hinges that I made. They're working great. I'm having zero problems with them. They're cheap, easy to build. Also, I've got my doors finished here, and as you can see, I've got the same hinges on here. Obviously, the outside of the smoker needs to be cleaned up, and it will be. You can see that I built myself a 1" angle iron frame on inside of both of these doors, and the reason was because they had some warp into them, and so when I added those angle iron in there, that took the warp clear out of them. They close real nice. My longevity welder here, let me just tell you, that welder has done everything that I've asked it to do on this project, and I'm extremely happy with it. Now, so my doors, they close real nice. My steel matches up great, and again, my hinge is working great. Let me show you what else I got going on inside here. First of all, you may have noticed that I busted the rust out of this dude. I just used a wire cut brush on my angle grinder down here and went at it for a couple days, and it's taking it off real nice. So now then, also right now I've got a brace back here on the back side on each side, and that is where my racks, that I'm planning on putting 2 racks behind these double doors, and then I'm thinking 1 or 2 racks into the curved opening at the top. I haven't quite decided on that yet. I have decided that this is going to be a reverse flow smoker. However, as you can see here, this is going to be where this 3/4" angle iron that I've mounted in here, or welded in, this is going to be where my reverse flow plate mounts. Now, I am not going to make this a water smoker. This is going to be just a hot air smoker. I've never had a problem with tending to my meat, you know, keeping it sprayed down with mop sauce or whatever, so I have no problem keeping my meat moist. So I'm not going to do that. Now then, you'll notice that I've got 2 levels here, and there's a purpose for that. And my worry is with the height of this tank and with my smoke coming out all the way down at this end, and then my stack going to be up here this corner, my concern was getting smoke down into what is now the lower left hand corner, just above where the firebox will attach. And so what I was worried about was getting smoke into this area. So what I've done is create a 3/4 inch opening here, and that's going to allow smoke, some smoke, out at this side of the smoker, to make sure that the meat that's down here in this corner gets some smoke on it, because my worry is that the smoke will travel from the opening here across and up, because obviously hot air rises. So that made me concerned that the meat down here in the lower left hand side of the smoker would not get adequate smoke. So I've opened up a 5/8 inch opening and dropped it down, so that there's going to be a 5/8 inch gap between this plate and then the longer plate. And so that 5/8 inch opening will allow the smoke to come out. And so what I'm done, I believe I've linked to a site where a barbecue or a smoker calculator. And so what I've done is taken 5/8. I'm going to take 5/8 inch off the end down here, so that will help to narrow the opening down here and help force a little bit of the smoke out back here at my opening. And so that's my reason. Now, and also dropping this down, I have a history of heating and air conditioning, and you have what's called reducing ducts. And so when you take runs to your registers off of those reducing ducts, or I mean off of the main trunk line, then you reduce it down as you travel down the trunk line every time you take runs off to go to the registers. And the purpose of that is to keep your what's called static pressure up in the main trunk line, so that you still have pressure coming out of your registers at the end. So that's kind of where this idea came from, is to do what's called a little bit of a reducing duct deal. So to account for my opening, to help keep static pressure and velocity as the smoke rolls from the opening here down to the opening at the end of the smoker down here. So that's where I'm at. I also did weld this brace in here. That's just strictly a brace for this the other brace, so to speak, and that's just to give it more stability, because I wasn't satisfied. It had a little bit of an inward bow to it, and so I used that to take it out. So now my next move is that I've decided that I need to take and patch this little angled opening here. And the reason being is because if I don't do it now, by the time I start welding slides for the racks inside, then I'm not going to have access to weld from the inside. And I want to do that so that I can grind the weld off on the outside and still have the strength of weld on the inside to not worry about the outside. As I told you, my longevity welder here, this Longevity 140, it has done everything that I have asked it to do. Originally I bought a 10-pound spool of 0.035 flex core, and I'm still working on it. That first roll, not a problem there. Another thing that I have learned that is a great product, let me tell you, this saves a lot of work. This is Forney anti-spatter. And let me just tell you that that helps to keep from your little BBs that you get from spatter. Not only that, but it also makes the flux real easy to clean off of these welds. And so I highly recommend it. So this is where I'm at and where I'm headed immediately. So yeah, immediately the next thing to do is get that taken care of. Then I'm going to start welding slides in here for the racks to slide in and out, and I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up. That way I don't kind of box myself in. I've got opening at the top where I would box myself in working down and make it much more difficult to work with. So that's where we're at and where we're headed. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.